The news uncovering telemarketers ignoring that law in growing numbers.
Call 7 investigator Theresa Marchetta asking the tough questions to find out what's being done to stop the calls from getting through to you.
Hello, this is Rachel at Cardholder Services.
They're calls that some people get daily.
It is urgent that you contact us concerning your eligibility for lowering your interest rate.
Even if they're on the no-call list.
For 2 months, they were trying to lower my credit rate. Or credit interest rate, and I had no cards.
Marty Pettigo is one of those feeling harassed by telemarketers.
See how many?
That's a lot.
It just goes on.
Both her home and cell phone numbers are on the no-call list.
How do you feel about this barrage of calls?
It's frustrating. It angers me because I can't stop it.
Marty says telemarketers are putting her life in danger, calling while she's driving.
So as I tried to reach for the phone and answer it, I swerved enough to scare myself and probably other drivers.
Oh, I get them constantly.
Marietta Ballard also says she's getting more calls than ever.
And you're on the no-call list.
Yes. But for what? I get them constantly.
When the no-call list went into effect 10 years ago, the number of complaints started to decline from more than 1,000 to an average of about 400 complaints a month. But since last August, that number's almost doubled. And we've heard from dozens of you upset at the wasted time and intrusion.
The difficulty for us is trying to put an actual face or a location with that phone number, and it's all designed to make it hard for law enforcement to find out where these guys are.
But even though it's hard, that's your job, right?
I mean, that's right, and that's why we got people doing it.
The Colorado Attorney General's office is responsible for enforcing violations of the no-call list. Jan Zavislan heads the Consumer Protection Division.
Has there been a recent case where you've actually gone after one of these companies?
Right, most of not recently, not at all.
The AG's office has taken in 64,000 complaints since July of 2002. In response, we found they've sent just 334 cease and desist letters over 8 years to companies breaking the law.
These aren't people necessarily that are victims, that have lost money to a scheme.
I have a prepaid.
You have a prepaid
So
phone.
when I was answering the phone, they're using up my minutes.
Well, some of these people say they are losing money. I mean,
some do.
We talked to a lady this morning who prepays for her telephone. Right. She's in her 70s.
Right. We definitely have some victims.
And while the calls and complaints have increased, money to fund enforcement has decreased dramatically from nearly 72,000 in 2007 to less than 30,000 last year. But Zavislan says that's not what's causing the spike in calls.
What we're seeing is an increase in telemarketing activity from, and we're talking probably massive telemarketing centers located both onshore, offshore, and overseas. So that can really quickly jump up the number of calls to people who are on the no-call list.
Nothing can stop the calls completely, but here's what helps. Make sure your phone's registered on both the state and federal no-call lists, and report the violators so state and federal agencies can track them.
Still, calls will get through as companies continue to thumb their nose at the law.
What do you think about the no-call list? Do you think it's working?
No, I think it's wasting my time.
By the way, text messages also violate the no-call list, but you've got to report them. Right now, the Attorney General's office devotes fewer than one full-time staff member to chasing down no-call list violators, and they have no immediate plans to change that. I'm Call 7 investigator Theresa Marchetta.
If you have a story idea for Theresa or any of the Call 7 investigators, call us at 303-832-7777 or email us at call7@thedenverchannel.com.